and scholar is I'll accept it as an English term, but like both of you, we're طلاب العلم, which is seekers of knowledge. The title alim is given out way too glibly in our modern Islamic tradition, because in the past, to reach that level of a true scholar in Islam is quite rare. I've only known a few in my own life. I've met many learned people, but I've only known truly a few people that I would consider like real ulama, and most of them were Mauritanians, some from the Middle East, but and even they would not. I remember one of the sheikhs that I studied was Sheikh Baya bin Salek, who, interesting enough, was the sheikh of Sheikh Abdullah bin Baya. So we're actually we share a teacher, because he was his sheikh in Quran and he was my sheikh in fiqh. But he was probably one of the most learned people I've ever met, and I remember sitting with him. And his library was much bigger than the one you see in the back here. And if you opened up any book, it had his notes, and wow. It was amazing. And I remember telling him, I said, it's amazing how much knowledge you've acquired. He said, my sheikh, meaning Sheikh Abdullah bin Baya's father, Sheikhna Mahfouz, had maybe three or four shelves of books, a much smaller library, but he was much more learned than I am. Wow. And sometimes you think it's humility, but I really genuinely think he was stating a truth. And there were two sheikhs, Sheikh Mahfouz, Sheikhna Mahfouz bin Baya, and there was a sheikh there. His name was Muhammad Shain Ul Salam, and he was. Sheikh Abdullah bin Baya told me he did not think that Sibawi was more learned in grammar than he was.
Wow.
And so the two of them took the Qamus of Feroz Abadi, and they did a tahqiq of it themselves. And they corrected all the mistakes in the edition that they had. And just two of them in the desert with very limited resources. And when the Kuwaitis actually did a tahqiq of it, like a critical edition, they sent it to Sheikh Abdullah bin Baya, and he checked it with his father's critical edition, done with this Sheikh Muhammad Salam Ul Shain. Yeah, Muhammad Salam Ul Shain. And he said they found all of the mistakes that this group of PhDs in Arabic, like 15 of them, that all they did was Arabic, and they found and more. They found certain ones that they didn't catch. So, there's we're losing the scholars, and that's why young people like you have to really work hard and just expend as much energy as you can to acquire the tradition, because it's naqal. The Chat GPT is not going to replace scholars.
Yeah.
Because it can replace, just the kind of, there's an element to it that's going to be very dangerous, because it will eliminate some types of scholarship. It'll be much faster at collating a lot of data. But in terms of the human element that's absolutely necessary in our tradition, because one of the things about, the thing about humans is, most humans have some level of mercy. AI has no mercy at all.
Yeah, they have no emotions.
Yeah, so technology has no mercy. And it's very interesting, because Charles Lindbergh, the great man who flew across, he's the first transatlantic flight across from the United States to Paris in this small little plane, the Spirit of St. Louis, and incredible courage to do that, because he would have had to stay awake for, 40 hours or something. But he said, God will always forgive you. People will sometimes forgive you. Technology will never forgive you. So if you make a mistake, you make Toba, God forgives you. You make a mistake with people, the good ones will forgive you. The bad ones, they'll just hold that grudge. But technology, if you make a mistake with technology, if you're driving down the road and you start looking somewhere and you lose your attention, the accident happens. Technology is not going to have any mercy on you. And so, it's like when you're driving and a police pulls you over. I don't know if that's ever, I'm sure it has never happened.
Police, chef, don't open that
Obey
discussion
the
getting
law.
pulled over.
But anyway, if you ever get pulled over by a police officer, if you're actually respectful for them, officer, whatever I was doing, it was unintentional. And he'll say, you know what, have a nice day. He might do that. But that AI guy that clicks your thing on, you just get the ticket in the mail.
Yeah.
There's no mercy.
Yeah.
So technology has no mercy. And Islam is a religion of rahmah. And that's why the scholar has to have mercy when they look at others, when they judge, when they have not in the court of law so much. I mean, the court of law is for adala. And the mercy is, the onus of the mercy is on, in a civil suit, it's on the side that's suing, right? Yeah. I mean, they should try to forgive and be more merciful. But in terms of criminal law, then the judge is there to be just.